Yeah. Okay, we're recording.
Okay, great. Well, I'd like to welcome you today to the Conversations with Light podcast and with light workers. And I'm very excited to have Mark Shihadeh on the call. And he's a certified law of attraction coach. And he's also a Faster EFT. And he's a really gifted person. And I was very excited to meet him in Orlando. We have some mutual friends and people that are very interested in the law of attraction and coaching and helping others. And so I asked him to be on the show, and he said yes. So
I can't wait till he comes.
well,
Oh,
isn't it wonderful to meet him?
oh, it's me.
It's you.
All right. Hey, Tammy.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for having me. It's looking forward to talking to you.
Yeah,
We had a good time a few weeks
we
ago.
did have an awesome time. And I think that being around like-minded people is one of the highest vibrational things you can do. And the goal of the podcast is just to share how people raise their vibration and keep it up. And one of my questions about coaching and why it's so important is, can you give me a good example of someone you've helped in the past and how beneficial it is and why?
Oh boy. Yeah. I love what you said. The idea of how to, what did you say? How to raise your vibration and keep it up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's important
I
because
mean, I mean, that is number one, right?
it
That's
is.
number one. Abraham Hicks says nothing is more important than that we feel good, right?
That's
So
correct.
the way I help, my clients is twofold. It's the Faster EFT system, which is about it's, I'll go into more in detail, but it's about going into, the things that have happened to us, memories, and change them change them how we hold them in our brain, change a story, and then practice the new story, and then we are attracting from the new story, because the patterns that happen in our lives are about the stuff that has happened to us in the past. And then people don't understand, well, I keep doing this, I keep attracting the wrong guy, or I can't lose weight, or I keep, and what people try to do is consciously try to solve issues where we have these programs going on that are these subconscious things that are more powerful than our conscious effort, right? It's like
Right.
addiction. You can say, I'm going to quit smoking or drinking, but that addiction has you, and it's because of how these neural pathways in our brain are wired. So anyway, that's the Faster EFT aspect. And then the law of attraction aspect is exactly what you said. To get what we want, we have to feel good. We have to practice that. And with Faster EFT, now Faster EFT was created by Robert Smith. He studied EFT and hypnosis and the law of attraction and NLP, neuro linguistic programming. And he put it all together. And in his system is something called the Happy Journal. So the Happy Journal has 5 aspects to it. I won't talk about it, all of them right now, but a few of them are, what are you grateful for? Make a list of things you're grateful for. Make a list of goals, and I call them positive intentions for the day, and affirmations that you resonate with. So I practice, when we practice these things every day. What am I grateful for? What are some affirmations? what are some of my positive intentions for the day? As you practice that, you get more in a habit of raising your vibration, and
Right.
feeling good. And it's a
Right.
practice,
It
because
is.
growing up, growing up as kids, we have it, and then we lose it one way or another. We lose part of it, not all of it, and then it's kind of getting back to that old childlike way of feeling good for no reason but to have fun. So I kind of guide them that way using tapping and law of attraction principles. And I do that for myself as well.
I think sometimes people don't understand the value of coaching because you can see clearly things in people that they cannot see. And one of your posts this morning was about complaining, and that's a good example. Like someone might be complaining, and that's what they're drawing in. That's what they're, you know, they think someone doesn't like them. So their thoughts are, I believe this person doesn't like me. So instead of they're attracting that. So if they switch it, you can help them switch it when you're coaching. You can help them see some of the things they can't see themselves because they're just habits. So you're really changing your habits, changing your thoughts, and your frequency also changes, right?
Absolutely. And Tammy, I like to say the faster EFT tapping for me was one of the best ways to allow the law of attraction to work. So if I'm complaining, if I'm someone who complains, well, why am I complaining? If I look back, I'm just going to give you an example. If I look back at my past life, maybe my dad was in and out of my life. Maybe he left a lot. Maybe he would let me down a lot. And so I start to get this idea that I can't rely on people. Life is unfair. Nothing works out for me. And then that grows into complaining. And the complaining becomes a protective mechanism because I don't want to get hurt again. I don't want my dad to, I don't want to be let down again. So I start to blame and I start to look outside of me and I start to look at the president, my boss, and my spouse and everything outside of me. And then you're right. As you do that, you start complaining, you attract what you focus on. Right.
Right. So you're not able to use the law of attraction to attract the things that you desire by complaining. You're actually attracting the things you don't want. So
Yeah.
your mindset is very important. And Faster EFT, I've actually tried it. I used it pretty often a couple of years ago and I used it for panic attacks. So I'll let you know that was, and I would say that I was a worrier. I've been trained by the best warriors to be a warrior.
Me
And
too.
I was good at it, but it's really just a bad habit that I've learned. And we're raised by wonderful parents.
Well-meaning.
Yes, they mean well, but they came from a different time and a different place. And
And
you
they have
may,
their own programs
of
and
course,
their own
and
parents. Yeah.
you're going to have to, you have to look at your limiting belief. We call it limiting beliefs. And I know you worked with Gary Bodley as well in the past. You were on the podcast. That's where I heard about you initially. So your thoughts turn into things, and so you really have to watch how you think and how you feel. But if you're a constant worrier, you're not in a very good place. So you can give yourself permission to feel good all the time. You don't really have to worry about anything, do you? And I think that was one of the most important things you said to me when we were talking in Orlando is that you know we can trust and allow things to unfold naturally. Uh, and that was, that is a very important way to live. So tell me, is that how you live?
I mean, that's what I've been practicing. That's huge what you said too. I love how, you're just bringing up these big, high concept. They can sound simple and they may be simple, but they're not easy always to apply. So,
Right.
but you brought up Gary Bodley. Shout out to Gary and the teachings of Joshua. And yeah, we were on the Law of Attraction podcast, and he's doing Joshua Live, and he's still doing a Law of Attraction podcast now. So that's why I know you, and and he's the reason why we had our get together. I wouldn't know all these amazing people without Mr. Gary Bodley. So
That's right. I've
yeah,
met amazing people, including you. I thought it was almost like I knew you though, because I've really been listening to you for a while. The the thing that I like to do, well, I like for people to know about you, and not just that, but what are some of your favorite spiritual leaders besides Gary, or do you have
okay.
any?
I'll tell you, and just to make sure I don't brush over that last question you asked me, which is such a great question. And it was about, if I can remember, it was about, um, oh man, what did you say, Tam? You asked me, we're talking about, okay, we'll come back to that. But it's about feeling good. Oh, trusting that things will work out.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
So that's so huge. And
It
I
is.
want to make sure we don't miss that,
Trust.
because yeah, because again, it's the when as we're growing up, we learn to be try to be in control of things,
Oh yeah,
control, and that's what worry is. Like I was the
it is.
biggest worry to make sure things don't happen. What's coming up, so I can protect myself. Subconsciously, we want to protect ourselves, so we're worrying. Oh no, this is going to happen. So the practice from Abraham Hicks which is, I believe, my number one spiritual teacher, Abraham Hicks, is to do two things: to feel good, like you said, to continue to work on our vibration to be as high as we can, which is aligning with our inner self, or with God, or with Allah, or whoever you believe in, your inner self, God, the universe. Align with that. When you do that, our vibration is high, and we have access to things. We have access to insights. Now, when insights, and also we get help from the universe. So when we get to a point where we trust and let go instead of trying to control, the universe has the forest for the trees view of what we want. Let's just put, the universe knows everything that I want, or God does. If you pray, God hears it. If you think of a thought, it's heard. Universe, God is hearing it. And so when we try to control things, we're kind of getting in the way of, you're kind of telling the universe, I know better of how to get what I want. So I need to work hard. I need to go get a degree in this and that. I need to try to get clients, bring in business, whatever you're trying to do. I need to bring in money. That's a kind of a control thing. The other end of that is, my number one goal is to raise my vibration, feel good, and trust that as I do that, the universe is going to orchestrate events on my behalf, and also give me ideas, give me insights, inspiration. So I like to say, I like to try to work from inspiration instead of motivation. Like, motivation is, I got to do this. I got to make sure I don't procrastinate. I got to get up and I got to make this goal, and I got to make sure I get my goals achieved. Inspiration is more of a trust, allowing, um, feeling good, and then trusting what will come, and trusting that the things that will show up for you are getting you to that place.
Right.
Yeah.
I that's the thing of following your inspired path. There'll be obstacles in the way. We had an obstacle today. I'm not.
I was
I'm
so upset, Tammy.
I'm sure you are, but anyway, um, it'll work out perfectly, because whether I was supposed to do it or not, I had this inspiration, and it's about conversations with people who do this work. And the second thought I had about it was that a lot of people don't really know what light work is and why it's important. Coaching is a really growing field, but and I'm not sure everyone would be a great coach, but I could see where you would be a good coach. Um,
Thank you.
and it's because you've really worked hard on yourself, and it's because you understand some of the basic concepts behind feeling good. And I don't think people understand how important that is. Um, the, I mean, what are some of your inspired actions that you followed through on? And I know Faster EFT is one because we had a conversation about it.
Yeah, Faster EFT was one. Like, so yeah, let me give you an example. That's, so I wanted to be a life coach years ago. And I'm like, okay, I was a law of attraction coach for a while. And then long story short, I said, I'm ready. I'm ready to get clients. I'm ready to be booked up, make a living doing what I want to do. And that's me trying to tell the universe that I'm ready. All right, universe, give me the clients. Book me up. I want to make this money doing what I love to do. And but at the same time, I'm practicing the stuff from Abraham Hicks. And again, Robert Smith is another one of my biggest teachers from Faster EFT. So I'm practicing these concepts of letting go. And so trusting the timing of things come in the right time. So as I'm doing that, I was trying EFT. I'm looking, at that point, I was looking for things to let go of blocks to what we want. We want these certain things, but we have blocks, limiting beliefs, worldviews, worthiness issues that we have, and things like that, expectations, limiting beliefs like, oh yeah, if I get this, things always work out badly for me. The other shoe is going to drop, that type of thing. So I discovered EFT, and then I found Robert Smith Faster EFT, and it lit a fire under me, and I got super excited. And so again, this is a long story, but I'm going to make it short. I wanted to get certified, and I did buy the home study course. I got certified. There's 4 certifications at that point, and I got level 1 certified, and then I got a few other. I was ready to be level 3 certified almost. But then I talked to Robert on Facebook. He said, you got to come to a live seminar. You got to come out. But coming out meant spending, like, I don't know, $1,400 for level 1, starting over level 1, spending for hotel, staying there for a week, traveling, airplane, and being around these weird guru people who need a guru. And I had this, I had kind of had a thing. I was introverted, and I had this thing about people who need someone else for to save them, type of a thing. And there was a little bit of judgment. So going out of my comfort zone to level 1, I was inspired to do that. But that slowed down what I thought was, okay, so if I do that, I'm spending more money instead of bringing in money. Instead of like ready to settle down and get clients, I'm starting this whole new journey, this whole new Faster EFT journey. And that's just level 1. Level 4 is the same thing. It's a week long. You travel somewhere, spending a lot of money, and then you have to do the work to get certified, which is hours and hours of tapping on yourself, tapping on other people, that sort of thing. So, but the universe knew that I wanted to be the best practitioner with the best tools that I can find. I'm telling the universe, I'm ready now. The universe says, no, we know you want to know more. So I did a little bit of kicking and screaming to level 1 and all that, but I learned how to manage that. I had to do a lot of tapping on being around all these different kinds of people. Again, I'm an introvert. I had to learn how to talk in front of people. So that was such a huge journey. By the time I'm finished level 4, and then I go around and help Robert out in his trainings to the other students who are doing level 1, 2, level 3, level 4, I get to a point where I grew so much as a person, which made me a better coach. And then I'm ready to coach at a level that I always wanted to, but I wasn't ready a couple years before. So that's kind of an example of
the inspiration. You had you pushed past it. But inspired path creates a lot of growth. And what I say is you got to get out of your comfort zone, really.
Yeah.
And I mean, even how we met, like going to an event with that many people, there are things about it that could be very uncomfortable, but it expands you to be around other people.
Exactly.
So, from Robert and Gary and people like that, we do grow, and our world is better. So that's how I see it.
Me too. It was huge for me to learn how to be around be more comfortable with all different kinds of people. And then if someone's triggering you, you have an opportunity to tap on it and to figure out, why are they triggering me? Oh, they remind me of my mom. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Change, So you're
Or
right.
judgmental, because really, ultimately, uh, everything is right. And, we don't have control over every single person and every single thing. And when we get to a level of acceptance of others, our life just gets easier. Or
Yeah,
those are the lessons you learn when you push past your, and follow your inspired path.
absolutely.
Um, let me see if there's anything else I really, where do you feel like you're going to expand next?
So I've been doing one-on-ones coaching, and now I'm expanding to group coaching sessions. And so I'm starting a workshop with weight loss and the idea of our relationship with food and all the limiting beliefs and all the programs that we have about food and worthiness and why we keep eating the same things and why we can't stop eating and why we can try everything to lose weight, but it always comes back on or we can't do it. So that's my program that I'm starting. That's how I'm expanding. I'm going to be doing more workshops, and I want to do things where what's it called when you go away and everyone comes and
Retreats?
retreat or something.
Oh, that's my jam now. You're talking about things I love. I love
Yeah.
things, yoga and retreats. And you don't just expand through the teachers, you expand through the participants. They introduce you to new things, and you make new friends and all that. So how might a person contact you if they were interested in hiring you as a coach or going to your weight loss workshop?
All right. So I do have a website, which is just my name, www.markwshihadeh.com. But the
Spell
best way is I have a podcast, and it's the Tap It Out podcast. The Tap It Out podcast. You can find it anywhere, Spotify.
I
Um,
listen to it every
oh,
day.
thanks, Tammy. I'm happy you do. And then I have a group in Facebook called the Tap It Out group. Tap It Out group, which is Faster EFT tapping in the law of attraction. And you can get me on Facebook. You can get me if you go to my podcast, there's information. Facebook groups is the best way to contact me.
Okay.
Or you can go to my
But
website.
let's spell your last name. So it's Mark,
Mark,
SHA.
yeah, Mark with a K, MARK, Shihadeh, S as in Sam, HIHAD as in David, EH.
Right.
And there's a
Okay.
contact area too there.
Okay. That's good. And that was the main thing. So you're moving forward with this weight loss program. That's really good. I know most women are interested in that, and lots of men as well. And what would you say is your biggest breakthrough with EFT tapping?
The
Or-
faster EFT. Because EFT tapping is a different
Okay,
modality, and then it's fast. Yeah. Yeah. And it's
no,
also called Utaptics.
for
Um,
emotional freedom. So if
so
you,
the emotional freedom is the EFT, yeah.
okay,
And Robert took what he learned from EFT and then he combined it and he created the faster EFT or Utaptics training system, Utaptics. So my biggest breakthrough, oh my God, Tammy, it wasn't just one, it was so many, but it was kind of like goes along with what you were talking about as far as when I went to those trainings, it was about me opening up. It was about me getting out of my comfort zone. It was about me learning how to be comfortable around all kinds of different people. And for me to allow myself to enjoy myself more instead of boy, when I would go to those trainings 8 hours a day, some of my school programs were coming up. Like I felt stuck in school. And I wanted to get the hell out of there. After 8 hours, so I was able to tap on that and to change that, and being around different people, and again, being triggered and and then heal and look at that. So that journey, and then to become a coach that where I can help people in I feel the tools, the law of attraction principles with the tapping, such a powerful combination. And I love that. So my biggest breakthrough is to be able to, all the benefits that I got, and also to be able to help people with this. And my idea is to help people. In other words, empower them to do this stuff. I don't want them to be dependent on me. I'm not looking to make all the money that I can and have them be dependent on me. I'm empowering them. How do you really get good at tapping on yourself? How do you really get good at practicing law of attraction principles that Joshua and Gary teach, and Abraham Hicks teaches, and so many other great teachers out there now? And then when they start to, flourish, and when they start to get out of their own way, that's a huge breakthrough for me. So yeah, I don't know if it was one thing, but it was accumulation of things that I'm still going through.
So do you feel like a different person now after you've been doing it a while?
Oh yeah. I was someone who didn't feel comfortable talking in front of people, and Gary helped me. Being on Gary's podcast helped me. That was uncomfortable for me. So, and then help going around with Robert, I started to speak more, and then I would speak in front of people. And then just now I enjoy being in front of people and being on video and having this interview with you, which I never thought I'd ever be able to enjoy. The nerves were too much, and too much self-criticism, or self-consciousness.
Mm-hmm. So how's your self-talk now? Is it significantly improved?
Yeah, because so I'll just say, for anybody who's starting this, there is, and I help my clients with this, there's a time when if you're not used to practicing positive self-talk and feeling good, in the beginning it's not easy. In the beginning, you don't want to do it, and you might say, okay, I've meditated for a week, or I've practiced feeling good, and I've done a happy journal, and I'm practicing Abraham stuff or Gary stuff for a week, and it's not working. People want an objective, what will I receive if I do this work? Which isn't the best idea to do that, but what happens is, what I started to do is, I did that myself. I would do the work, and then okay, still struggling. I was struggling with my business. I was, well, quote unquote, struggling. Things weren't coming as fast as I would have liked. So what did I do? I put my head down and kept going.
Right.
You put your head down, and you keep practicing, and then you get better at it.
Yeah, I see that for myself.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I might think, well, I'm not making progress. But if I look back over years, I'm a lot different than I was a few years ago myself. And that's from daily practice, journaling, Faster EFT, because, I haven't exactly worked with Robert, but I've watched his YouTube, and you can basically learn those concepts and use them yourself. But you still may have some limiting beliefs or self-talk that needs work. And following your inspiration, that's significant, because if you don't take the steps and do the things that you really need to do to grow, then you won't grow. And that might be hiring a coach.
Yeah.
And it might be using all of these things. But on the what I call the awakening path or ascension path, I believe that it's a path, it's a journey. It's not an overnight thing. But progress builds upon itself, and you continue to grow as you do it. And then you become friends with other people that are growing, you shift from where you are, because I see a lot of people living in fear, a lot of people that are struggling, a lot of people in my age group, and last year was a good year to work on yourself. We all had more time. We had
Absolutely.
abundance. But,
Yeah.
but you could have lived in fear or you could have lived in joy last year. And I see both.
Yeah.
And, we are programmed uh, by life. So you really have to undo the programs that you've been programmed to do. So, well, and I guess the last question I have, what do you do when you need to reset? If you get out of alignment, let's say
Oh, good. Yeah. I've been doing that recently. I have something called the power walk that I do, and it's just an hour walk, and I'll go out in a nice neighborhood or in nature and hike or something. And I'll start off with just kind of clearing my mind, like a walking meditation where I clear my mind for 10 minutes, clear my thoughts. And then I'll do my happy journal in my mind. So what am I grateful for? What are some of my affirmations? What are my positive intentions for the day? General intentions. And then I'll go into like tapping on some of the things that I'm working on. Uh, what and what I found is that I can easily, if I stop doing that, I can easily kind of get out of alignment. I can, especially like these times. Um, and so that's the thing. So as I get back into these power walks where I spend time for myself to get aligned, and then I see and then things start clicking again. That's what I've noticed. Things start to click, 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 click. And you just even going for a walk and just getting your perspective, getting your higher perspective. And then you realize, okay, you can get out of your worries for a while. And then you get out of your worries and you get your perspective, like, I'm actually doing okay. And when you go through what you're grateful for, you start to realize, oh, okay, yeah, I have a lot of I have a lot of things to be grateful for. So those types of things. And I do want to speak to inspiration, because sometimes if you're not feeling good, Tammy, I might get a feeling to do something and it's not inspiration. Uh, it's out of fear, what
right.
Barry or Joshua would call an urge. So
Mhm.
to understand the difference between an urge and an inspiration is something is something to practice as well.
Yes, the the inspired path is a lot easier. So if you're just pushing through and trying to be controlling,
Yeah,
it's exactly it may not work out exactly the way you would like it. So
yeah,
if you feel fear and you feel like, oh, I'm afraid, and you get an urge to do something bizarre, then it may not help at all. It might make the situation intensify. And your alignment feelings, I mean, we're talking about our feelings, we're talking about feeling good, um, and none of us feel good all the time. So it is it is a practice to get back in alignment, to stay in alignment. And but I can usually shift it around with just a few thoughts, like you're saying, gratitude, appreciation. My life really is great. I have a great life. And, if I'm thinking those types of thoughts, things usually are going to work out. And my intention, I set an intention for, to have a fun conversation with you today. This is about, spreading the word, just talking about it, opening up to new opportunities, and enjoying life. So I really like your walks. That's a practice that I do as well. Like nature is super healing for me. I like to ride my bike or go on walks. I mean, I go to the gym too, and I get these. That's when I get my inspirations. I don't know why, but
me
when
too.
I'm when I'm at the gym and I'm body pumping, I'll be thinking, oh, I could talk to so and so, or I could do this, or and it's usually something that is aligned with what I say is aligned with love or above. So the vibration,
I like that.
you focus on keeping your vibrations higher than love or above. So you're talking about living in joy, living in ease, living in love. And that's not, anything that falls below that, you can question that and say,
Mhm.
wait a minute. I might need my tapping today if I'm feeling not worthy, or if I'm feeling something that's going to attract things I don't want or desire.
Yeah.
So your
And to
life
be
gets
and to be patient with yourself along the journey, right? Like if you're
right.
not, because no, like you said, no one lives in joy all the time. And what do you do, what you're saying to yourself when you're not, love or above? Are you
That's right.
being are you being impatient? Are you being hard on yourself? And you learn how to just lovingly be with yourself, and then you learn how to accept yourself if you're not. You can have 3 shitty days and like, okay, Mark, you're doing the best you can. It's okay. You'll get better. You'll feel better. Instead of, oh my God, I can't believe I should know better. I should be farther along. I can't believe. And then that will spiral you down even more. But I
It
do
will.
want to say, Tammy, that meeting you, it was so great to meet you because you just have this easiness about you. And I'm not the only one who said that. So I can tell you've been practicing because you just have a fun, easy way about you. And I think that's one reason why I just I really liked you and like to talk to you, and we're friends now, and so I wanted to
Well,
make sure. Yeah.
I appreciate you talking with me, and I am new at this, so it's you don't know how much I appreciate it. Even though I had a manifestation event this morning about it, I just let it go because uh, this is an inspired thing. It's not necessarily what I intended.
Wow.
So, I think I'm trying to go through and follow my inspiration a lot more. And you're pretty easygoing too, but internally, I still have some struggles, but I do the work every day, and that's what it takes. It takes, you know, changing your view of yourself and the view of the world. And
Well said.
every technique in the book, I think you should throw every technique in the book at it,
Yeah.
and your life will be so different. So, well, thank
Yeah.
you, and I appreciate all this, and I I look forward to your seeing great things out of you, and I follow you on Facebook. So you have a great day.
Thank you, Tammy. It was great to talk to you. I appreciate being on your podcast. I'm going to add it to mine too,
Great.
to share you with my viewers and my listeners. So thank you so much. I enjoyed it. And like the was the Zoom thing, was that the manifestation event? Like just
Yeah.
not being able. Oh, that's, I mean,
Well, I
that
have
type of
some.
stuff comes up all the time when you're
Oh,
starting new things.
yes. I mean, that's just it. I've been using Zoom a long time. And I've used it to do meetings before, but you know, like I say, I use this iPad, and but I
Yeah.
just breathe through it. And my thing is, if it doesn't work out, fine,
Yeah.
but the podcast is to help other people. And so, I feel like a lot of light workers, and I think they need to promote themselves a little more.
Well, I really appreciate that, to be able to do that with you. And you can, with your, you can really tell how authentic you are with this idea of your podcast and helping out people, and like me, and then listeners and everyone on the journey. So I applaud you and I thank you.
Well, thank you. You have a
Thank you,
great day.
Tammy. Talk to you
Bye.
soon. Bye.
Okay. Yeah, my computer.